So AI is not only related to computer science, it is actually multidisciplinary. So I've seen that transition from before COVID, during COVID, and after COVID.
Today we have a very special guest, Dr. Amit sir. So, welcome to the very first podcast of Distance Connect, in which we'll dive into the challenges which students basically face while securing their internships, placement, and career opportunities. Today we have a very special guest, Dr. Amit sir, who is currently serving as the current HOD at Training and Placement at DT. So, firstly, thank you, sir, for giving your time and being a chief guest at our podcast.
So thanks for inviting me, and that gives me an opportunity to guide the student connecting through your platform.
Okay. So let's start with your brief introduction. Please, give your brief, your past experiences, your current role as the HOD, and how do you see the placement scenario currently?
So starting with I joined DT around 2010, and then I have been in various roles apart from the teaching and research.
Okay.
So I connected to this placement department around 2018. So at that time, after some time, maybe around 2 years, we have seen a drastic change in society, that is due to COVID. So I've seen that transition from before COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. So with the same flow, technology also have evolved. So there were two things that were going in parallel. One thing was that change in society because of the COVID, and the other thing is because of the emergence of AI. So there were a lot of disturbance because of these two factors in the industry. So I've seen all these changes, and might be that gives a lot of maybe use cases for the future prospects. How we can deal with the situation, different situations in different.
So that's a very wonderful journey which you have seen, sir. So हम basically थोड़े पहले basic question start करते हैं जिससे कि हम students को थोड़ा help कर पाएं. The students who are really confused, the students who are not getting the right path, that what should they do? So sir, basically थोड़ा आप उस पे brief दीजिए कि what are the most pressing challenges the students face in their first and second years.
Okay. So what I understood from your question is you want to ask me to guide the student how to plan for the final placement.
Yes,
Is it so?
Yes.
So it is true for all the students who are entering. I'm talking about the BTech course.
Okay.
Although we have various programs in the university, but let us take the use case of the BTech, which is 4-year course. So I'm assuming you are talking about the.
Yeah. I'm also engineering student, so basically.
So in 4-year course journey, most of the students, they are coming after a very tough competitive exam. So many times they get relaxed after that, getting the choice of the college or university.
Yes, sir.
It is fine to have fun for 1 or 2 months. So what I suggest that you break your journey in 3 months span. Okay. So maybe for first 2-3 months, you get acquaintance with your seniors, with faculty members, research facilities, etc., etc.
Okay.
And after that, one should be serious about the program that he has or she has entered to.
Okay.
So maybe she can first explore in the next 3 months what are the career options. So that is very important to be clear with your goals. Okay. So once you're clear with the goals, what are the various options that you can pursue after completing your degree.
Okay.
And then you can plan maybe basic essential skills that are required to achieve that particular goal. Right? So maybe you can break your journey in 3 month span. So first 3 months maybe getting acquaintance, then getting knowledge about the career path that you have. Then you may be assessing what is the requirement of the industry for that particular role.
Okay.
Maybe if you take the example of software development, so you should know what is the current trends, what is the current technology that is being used in the industry, and then you can prepare accordingly. So you should getting the basic maybe programming etc. in next 3 months.
Okay.
after doing the assessment, what industry requires. Maybe then you can plan for the maybe other type of skill which are required in the industry other than the technical skills, which are soft skills, again very important. And in the same time, you can start to maybe getting real life experience or real world experience in terms of technology that is required. So for that, there are various medium, platforms that one can use. The first would be, I'll suggest that you can start with some of the projects based on that knowledge or technical knowledge that you have gained. Maybe some capstone project that can be done using various online platform or the labs present in university or college. And then also there are so many, platforms which you can use for testing your knowledge. How prepared you are for the industry. Once you know that their expectation, you should always try to assess yourself. So what I suggest, by end of the second year, one should be fully competent to take any project of industry level. I'm not talking about the capstone project or maybe the project that normally we can go. So third year should be fully utilized to get knowledge or get experience for the industry level experience. Okay, so I'll share some of the initiative that DTU has taken.
Sure, sir.
So what we are trying in DTU, that we are trying to collaborate with the industry, okay, with our labs, so that we can do the product development with a team of industry expert, faculty expertise, and the student that we have. So they will get the proper experience, all aspect of the product development or whatever their product is, and they will also know what type of elective they should choose. Okay. Because every university nowadays have this elective system.
Sure, yes.
But there is, what I feel is there is a less guidance which elective one should go for.
Yes, sir. With the students that they choose,
yes. So the one issue with current, I'll say, education system, is that we are driven by exams, and
yes,
that's to written exam. What I feel engineering is not about only theoretical knowledge. That is important.
Absolutely.
But practical knowledge. Experiential learning is more appropriate for the engineering. Right? So if you suppose you are involved in some project and that demands for a particular knowledge in particular technology, and then you take that course of that particular technology, okay, then the goal will be entirely different. Your mindset will be entirely different. You are not just going for the grades. Grades are important.
Yes, sir.
But you will be working for the thing that is required in the project. And that's to the industry level project. So I think that may be, what another advantage for this initiative is that, industry comes for the placement, maybe in the final year, and they do maybe 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hour test, maybe interviews, ED, etc. And based on that period, they have to assess the capability of the student. Okay, what I've seen from the experience, and many times very good student may not perform that well, and mediocre one may excel. That's the day. So it's one day kind of thing, and that they do not have another option. So they have to go with that kind of talent acquisition methods. So this opportunity, jointly working in the lab of the university, will provide plenty of opportunity for the student to prove their talent. And at the same time, industry people will also have plenty of time to judge a student.
Yes, absolutely.
So at that time only they can give them internship, PPOs. So the pressure that nowadays we are feeling in the final year, that can be reduced. So the student will be well aware. By the end of third year or in the beginning of the fourth year, he will have plenty of offers in hand.
So that's a very wonderful initiative by the DTU. Okay. Okay, so some moving to the next question. आजकल स्टूडेंट्स के मन में एक डाउट हमेशा रहता है कि जो कोर ब्रांच के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, लाइक फ्रॉम मैकेनिकल एंड मोर अबाउट ब्रांच लाइक सिविल, सो they also want to take placements in CS because computer science is so much in high demand right now. But they always think कि we belong for core branches, so we cannot get placement in CS. So is that true or not?
See, there are two aspects of this question. Okay. One thing is that, I think there are two type of roles which are in high demand. Okay, nowadays. One thing is software development that has been traditionally from maybe 1 decade or so. Okay. And the other is non-tech, what we call,
Yes,
although
sir.
that is not literally non-tech. Okay. So, non-tech involves in our terminology, consulting and analytics. So, a student from all the branches majorly try to get job in these two. So, why this is what reason I feel is because when you are preparing for, entrance exam for any university, always target branch CS.
Yes,
Because
yes,
of
sir.
the lucrative package the software industry offers. So, maybe you suppose somebody gets mechanical, not CS. But that is not because of sheer talent. That is because of the few marks in entrance.
Absolutely.
So they feel always that we are equally competent. So for that, we are also offering minor in computer science, minor in AI, etc., etc. So that students who are not got the admission in these CS branches, and also they feel that they are competent enough, they can have a path. So one side is that. Another side is if you see from the industry or society prospect, so there is a requirement for other engineers also.
Yes, sir.
There's a huge demand. It's not only about the software or AI in that matter. So we require civil engineer, we require mechanical engineer, we require chemical engineering. What I feel that there should be proper exposure to the student for these core branches, and they should also value their. If you take the, maybe case of many R alumni only.
Okay.
So you will find many successful engineers in these branches as well. So that initiative we have to take. We have to, give the exposure to these branch students that you are not in the wrong branch. You are actually in the very good branch, and there is, very lucrative career path in these branches as well.
Yes.
So if this thing is communicated properly to these students, then in that case they will be also putting effort in the code, and then we will have success in these branches as well. Although we have already, but that can be improved.
Okay, so sir, moving to the next question. जैसे कि now chat GPT AI काफी भी trend में चल रहा है. So basically students are fearing that most of the jobs will shut down after a period of time, like the traditional jobs like web development, software engineering, and etc. So what are the career opportunities the student might target for the next 5 years?
Okay. So nowadays, I'll just give the prospect of software industry, then we will come to this AI thing.
Okay.
So if you see the past history, software industry has been always volatile.
Yes, sir.
In terms of the job opportunity and in terms of the technology as well. So normally this technology may be getting phased out maybe 10 to 15 years span. Say new technology comes and then that is used in the industry after that time that get phased out.
Okay.
So these people, computer engineers, have to reskill into different technology.
Okay.
But after coming to this AI thing, this situation has become more volatile. Now you have to have, this technology changes very rapidly.
Yes, absolutely.
Even 1 year is a large span for this technology. You see, one technology is you talked about this year, next year we are talking about a different thing. Be it many applications, NLP, computer vision, etc. different things in our AI. So, for preparing for the future jobs, maybe for the 5 year or larger span,
Yes, sir.
one thing is very important. One has to has this lifelong learning skills.
Okay.
So, this has been always talked about, but now it is much more required. So, if somebody becomes, maybe for the researcher which are currently working in the AI, this is very difficult to cope up with all the developments, and that is happening around. So same goes with the student. So what I will suggest is stick to the basic, core. That is always required. Maybe like data structure, etc. That one IDSL go that everyone has to go. Although people are talking that these jobs are being taken by AI, maybe to up to some extent, but still it's not going to happen very near future. But definitely the role will change. I mean, the type of job that we have today, and maybe after 5 years, we'll have a different type of roles.
So, but sorry to interrupt you. Recently, we have heard that Salesforce is shutting down the hiring for software engineers, and the students who are currently preparing the same domain are a little worried that they are also in the same domain. So, is that fear right or not?
So I'll say partially. Because see, in AI domain there are two type of companies, majorly divide.
Okay.
So one is that who are highly dependent upon maybe research and development.
Okay.
So they're coming with a new technology. So like maybe Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, Salesforce is also one of them. So they are, putting lot of money into this R&D section and developing new kind of software. So as you know, the Salesforce is a SaaS company, just software. So in that case, automation is easier. Okay. So because whatever is done maybe sequentially or will require less intelligence, so that can be automated first.
Okay.
So the process of coding by and large is being automated. Many companies who are not announced yet, they are also doing, partially the same. Suppose I was talking to one of the industry leader. So he was saying earlier we were supposed to, we were hiring 10 fresh grads.
Okay.
Now we are going for the 5 or 6. So rest of them is taken care by AI. And then monitoring and that thing is done by the human expert. So that is how happening across the industry. But I say there are two type of company. One is which highly oriented towards research, which moves towards the automation. Many companies who are just using these AI tools. So they still require manpower. They still require, may not 10, but 6 is still required.
Means there's still demand, right?
So still demand is there. It's not abruptly, it's not going to stop everything. But one has to be prepared. That I was saying that like in the software era, that phase was around 10 to 15 years. Now it is 2 to 3 years. So what students should focus along with this basic core knowledge of software development, they should also be aware and maybe get expertise to this AI technology so that they becomes relevant. And also I was talking about lifelong learning. So that is inbuilt in human, in student.
Okay.
Then in that case, they will be ready to use, ready to learn new type of technology.
Yes, sir.
So one aspect that student might ignore many times because of the pressure of the placement and preparation, etc. is research. So research is very important. That inculcate these kind of ability in the students. So lifelong learning is one of them. So suppose if you take the case of many industry which are maybe like OpenAI.
Yes, sir.
So if you compare OpenAI and Google, so Google is much more larger company. They have a strong hold. They have more data traditionally. But OpenAI comes with a different technology.
Yes, sir.
And that technology becomes
like so much in demand.
And they captured the data by using them and making more users. Now Google is competing, but Edge is with that.
Now DeepSeek
can. So you can disrupt the market by having new technology.
It means technological innovation is important.
Innovation is important. That comes from the research background.
Okay.
So many companies focus on the research because of that. Otherwise they might not compete the giants like Google. But if they are coming with a new innovation, new technology, then they can disturb the market and may become the market leader.
Absolutely. Okay, so sir, in your perspective, what do you think that what are the domains that students should target right now and they can have the right placement without any effort within the next 5 years or in the next placement sessions?
See, without any effort, I won't say.
Okay.
It requires a lot of effort.
Okay.
So one has to first get the basic knowledge. I just said in first year, one should be doing a lot of maybe competitive programming, etc. So that they become strong. Even though machine will do, but you should have the knowledge. Right? So that knowledge should be acquired in the first year. Then after that, you should go for these upcoming technology, like AI, maybe cybersecurity, blockchain is there. Okay, in quantum computing.
Yes, sir.
So one should have these also, all these technology in mind and prepare accordingly. So now, obviously, the effort will require more effort will be required rather just doing the software development.
Okay.
But obviously, with the time, this demand will be balanced because see, the demand for software engineer has been from the large span of time.
Okay.
So that has to have some changes with the time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Before, if you compare this era before software engineering, so there are a lot of jobs.
Yes, sir.
Now they are taken by software engineers. Many of them.
Yes, sir.
Now it is taken by AI. And so that phase goes on. One do not have to fear in that way, but this transition is bound to happen.
So, sir, please give us a light on what are the most common problems or challenges the student might face or students have faced in the past while they are preparing for their placement. What are the most common points which they always miss and get their placement slipped out of their hands?
So one of the common mistake that I pointed out initially that people get relaxed. Initially. Maybe after 2 years they start preparing that now these placements, internship and placement in the third year and fourth year.
Okay.
So they start preparing at that time. They want to build a beautiful resume. But remember that resume is not built in 1 month or 2 months. And putting things in the resume is one aspect. And proving that skill is more important.
So first is, let's start.
So first is, that you're not started in the time.
Okay.
So one should be always plan this journey. Okay, maybe first year no. So we also organize many workshop and seminar and career options. So my advice would be attend these programs whenever they are organized to get the acquaintance and knowledge about the industry, how they work, what are their expectations, and try to inculcate these skills in your maybe skill set, so that you are well prepared before the placement. And also one more thing that many people ignore this hands-on experience. They more focus on this grade. Grade is important. I'm not denying on that, but practical experience is more important. Because nowadays, as the technology is changing in rapid pace, they do not have enough time to groom a student in the industry. They want industry ready.
Yes, sir.
Indeed, not only employable, also future ready. So they should adopt the changes in the future also. So one common mistake is that they start late. The other thing, ignorance of the practical or in-hand experience.
Correct. Okay.
Fine. Doing enough number of internship.
Okay.
Another thing is, after acquiring all the skills, one should also build a strong online presence nowadays.
Is it required, sir?
Yeah, it is very much required. Like many people, they might have account in LinkedIn, but not so active. You should have data profile. You may also have your personalized website. Okay, so these things is a kind of branding yourself. Okay, so one thing is your college branding, that will always help. Your alumni base will always help. Okay, but you should also acquire these skill set and try to come up in online. You have plenty of platforms nowadays.
Yes, sir.
So you can use them and make yourself as a brand. So that will obviously attract the recruiter.
Okay. So, sir, as we are in
and the other thing that I was pointing out. So fourth one is networking.
Networking.
So one thing is that online presence. Okay. And the other thing is networking. Networking starts right from the first year. Many times I have seen this thing missing in even our university, that a student from first year do not have enough acquaintance with maybe second year student, third year student, and vice versa also.
Okay.
So that connect is very much important. So networking begins from there. So another way of networking is maybe you can attend hackathons, maybe you can attend conferences, and various programs, maybe cultural, technical, that are being organized in university. Right? So that will give you the plenty of opportunity. And also one more thing is I was talking about the soft skill.
Yes, sir.
So many times you have very good opportunity in class itself. So
Like
I
how, sir?
find many students, they are just sitting, not asking, not interacting with the class.
Just for
So
attendance.
that gives you the opportunity to communicate your thought clearly and precisely. Okay. So you can begin with that, and maybe then you can use the larger platform like conferences, etc., where you can give your presentation and the other interaction. So that networking will also help in getting the job. That will improve upon your networking as well as your soft skill.
Okay, sir. So that's a very wonderful answer. मतलब काफी students वैसे obviously बहुत help मिलेगी. So sir, as we are talking, I just realized that most of the students in India belong from tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, and they face so much problems while going for the placement because they don't have a very strong brand name of their college. Maybe they don't have a good alumni network. Maybe their college won't have the right resources which they can provide to students. So how a students from tier 2 or a complete private college or university can target big companies?
So I was talking about the phases that I have seen in the TNP,
Okay.
before COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. Okay. So what change I have seen notice that now this after COVID, lot of company using online platforms, maybe for test, maybe for hiring also. So that has democratized the system. It's not only about tier 1 colleges now. Now, HR sitting in Chennai may interact with the students in Noida and some colleges. Fine. So that in that way, they also have lot of opportunities nowadays. See, they have a lot of online courses by very good experts in all these technologies which are required. So they can acquire knowledge because first step would be skilling yourself. Might be tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. Remember, no company, no businessman would like to hire a person which is from a very good college but do not have a skill.
Absolutely.
So skill is ultimately important.
Okay.
So first start with the skilling yourself, right set of skill, right set of technology knowledge that you should have. After that, I said that you should test your skills. So there are a lot of platforms nowadays available. I won't name, but many are there where you can test your knowledge, maybe your coding knowledge, or maybe interview skills. Fine. So a lot of platforms are available. So they are not only for tier 1. They are available for tier 2, tier 3, and everybody.
When skills is the only factor.
So skill, first you acquire skill,
Okay.
test your skill, then
Okay.
demonstrate your skill. So demonstration, when it comes to demonstration, you have plenty of opportunity. Nowadays you can see that many company organize hackathon, and using that hackathon they are hiring.
Okay.
Fine. So one should participate on these hackathons.
Like internally.
I mean, they are open hackathons. So you
Okay.
see, every company they are launching every day we participate in this challenge or hackathon,
Okay.
and the winner would be given with PPO or etc. Fine. So that is one opportunity.
Okay.
Other thing is you participate in maybe conferences. That will also give you opportunity to network and showcase your knowledge.
Okay.
Apart from the online platform that already we talked about, so LinkedIn, maybe GitHub repository, you make a strong presence over there. Maybe you have a personalized website, as you said, to brand yourself. Fine. One thing is the brand of the college.
Yes,
One
sir.
thing is the brand yourself as a brand.
Personal
Right.
brand.
Yes, personal. And another opportunity that you will see, I'll say every corner of the India nowadays, every maybe metro city will always have many type of startups.
Yes, sir.
So these startups are easy to get in, but they will give a lot of experience. In these setups, they have less number of people, and the student is exposed to all aspects of the business.
Yes, always.
Maybe understanding the requirement of customer, or maybe then maybe development stages and how to develop a particular product, then deployment, then maybe feedback that they are getting, then they are analyzing that thing and then coming and with a better solution. So all aspect is seen by these students. So that gives a very good opportunity for the learning experience. I was talking about experience and learning. Yes, ma'am. So in that way, even in tier 2 and tier 3 college, nowadays have much more opportunity to compare to the past. Obviously, the brand name will always matter, but if you don't have, then still you have a lot of opportunities.
That's great, sir. Okay, so sir, students से question हमेशा common रहता है कि what is the optimal, what is the right CGPA that they should target so that they'll be in the safe zone of for getting placement, because students are always scared of the CGPA, important नहीं है, what is the right CGPA? So sir, please give us some light on that.
So again, this answer has two aspects. One is academic, one is the industry side.
Okay.
So academically, if you see the grading system, so grading system always talks about, having normal distribution of the performance. So if that way, if you go, so maybe 30 to 40% student would be in higher grades.
Okay.
And rest are bound to have be present in the lower grades. So there will be always students who are having lower grades because of the system.
Yes, sir.
Fine. And if you see from the company side, they always want to get those students who are in the maybe 30 to 40% bracket. Fine. So this is important to be in that bracket.
So what is the safe zone of
So safe zone, I would say that around 8.5 would be, optimal grade.
Okay.
But according to the system, grading system, all the students cannot be in that zone.
Okay.
So there is a very tough competition. Right?
Yes, yes.
So, but if you are around 8.5, that I would say optimal. Most of the company, normally a company prefers 7 or more CGP, right? And the bottom line also. But if you are having in 8.5 or above, so I will say maybe some company are asking for 9 and 9.5. That is different.
Okay.
That is outlier, you can say. But in general trend, 8.5 or around that, 8 to 8.5 is the safe.
8.5 is safe zone.
Okay. So most of the companies related.
Okay, sir. So you have worked with companies, you have worked with all the students. So what are the companies' expectations from students? What exactly the industries or companies want from students that they should minimum have?
So basically, most of if you talk in general term,
Yes, sir.
so most of the company they require basic skills.
Okay. The domain.
Like sound knowledge of basic skill, maybe for any domain. Not talking about only software development. Okay, maybe even for code. So if you have sound basic knowledge and ability to learn, ability to adapt to the new changes.
Okay.
So if these two things are there, then that is a good candidate for them. Many times they come with this specific requirement, like somebody may like to have full stack development. So full stack developer should have all expertise in that domain. So sometimes, as I said, that is change in technology is in a very rapid pace. So they want already employable student. Fine. But many times, in general, if you have the basic core knowledge, strong core knowledge, and you are ready to adopt the changes, you have this lifelong learning skill, then you will adapt in maybe 1 or 2 months. You can learn anything else if you have sound basic knowledge. So most of the time they look for that. But obviously, if you are preparing for a particular role, maybe if you are going for software development, then the knowledge of basic programming, VSL, Go, etc., that is required. So you should have some knowledge of that. And if you are going maybe for the other roles, might be non-tech roles. That's fine. So basic technology used in that, and basic business acumen, and maybe critical thinking, etc., that is also required to get into these roles.
Okay, the student have to be all-rounder.
Not all-rounder. I just said you should first target what role you are doing for. Okay, I mean, one person is not suitable for all domains. So you have to first, see what are the career options, then where you fit best. So prepare for that. I mean, you be open. I mean, you have to have the basic knowledge of your particular domain, and then maybe in add-ons you can get the expertise of advanced skills,
Okay.
which are required for particular domain. So if you're getting in that domain, you will have edge.
So
By
completely.
chance, if you're not getting in that domain because of some reason, then you are still having the sound knowledge you can get into other domains as well.
So companies do like that.
Yeah, definitely. For many specific roles, suppose sometimes they have a project.
Okay.
Suppose business runs like that. Somebody gets a project. Now they want a student ready with these skills. So they will have those persons which are skilled with these advanced skills, not only basics. Sometimes they have long prospect that they want to hire and then they will move according to their need. So they will pick those students. So it is very important to understand the need of the industry. It's not that we have what we have, also that what they are looking for. So you should always, make this habit of reading maybe business journals, maybe the requirement, maybe the reports that are coming. So what kind of trends are there in market? So if you analyze these things, you can try to plan your path accordingly.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Okay, so sir, moving on to the next question. Students basically in first years always have the problem that they can't decide that what other career path they should pick. They are always confused that one will think that I should go for web development, other will on the other side he will think that I should go for cybersecurity or maybe the cloud computing. So like how should they decide that what are the career paths that they should pick? Because if they are of a batch of like 2023, then the placement will be going to have in 2027 approximately or in the fourth year itself. So they'll have to prepare for after 4 year placement. So what advice do you give them while they are choosing their career?
So as I said in the beginning, in the first year you should explore the various options. Exploring means you should have the knowledge that these are the things that I can do after finishing my degree.
Okay.
And then acquire the basic, knowledge or basic technology or basic skills required for that.
Okay.
So that will not depend upon, suppose you're talking about a computer science area. So then programming is needed everywhere. DSA is needed everywhere.
Okay.
So these things you should do in maybe first year or maybe early in the 3 month span, as I said, in the second year.
Okay.
So once you get the basic knowledge, get involved into projects. So like I said, we are trying to have these industry projects in our labs that will give the opportunity, because in first year, second year, it is not feasible to get into industry and do some internship just during your curriculum period. So maybe you can go in summer and winter if you don't have any option. But if you can do this arrangement in house arrangement, then you can involve in various projects. So in projects you have multiple aspects of the scene. Right? So you may try hand in different projects, maybe beginning with the capstone project, then maybe industry level project. So there you can check your ability. So as I said, one person is not fit for all.
Okay.
So in that you can test yourself, what is your liking, where your skill fits for, and then work on that, improving those skills. So like somebody maybe after working some time, he developed this thing that he is good at cybersecurity. That's right. So maybe he can pursue the career path accordingly. Maybe somebody is found that he's good at AI, so he can work on refining his skill, advanced skill in that particular domain, apart from the basic. Similarly for other domains. Right? So first I said that make your strong base,
Okay.
and then go for the advanced skills for that particular domain. So deciding as I said, deciding the elective is difficult. Deciding the career path is difficult. So for that you need some practical experience. One thing. The other thing is the networking, the exposure that you will give and get from the outside world. So what is the requirement of the industry? Right? So also it's not only that I know maybe quantum I'm very good, but there is no job for quantum. Only just example.
Okay.
Fine. So you should not get into that zone. You should also know that what is demanded, the demand in the market. So according to that, you can set your career path and then prepare accordingly.
Means feasibility is
Deciding
also
the first year in the first year only will be difficult, definitely. So you should be in exploration mode in first year,
first
and then after first year you should give in exploitation mode.
Okay, sir.
So first you have to do the try all the things
Okay.
and get acquaintance with all, and then whatever you like, then you start refining. So that way one can be in this situation.
Okay, so that's very wonderful answer. Okay, so moving on to the final question, maybe. So, sir, we have talked a lot about the tech domains and AI and stuff. So, people in the core domains like mechanical, civil, how they can use AI in their domains?
Okay. So that is very, important question. Okay. Like we have talking a lot about many applications of AI in different domains.
Yes, sir.
So AI is not only related to computer science.
Yes, absolutely.
It is actually multidisciplinary in nature. Okay, fine. So there are a lot of domains where AI is being applied and can be applied. Fine. Maybe in manufacturing sector. So a lot of automation may happen because of AI. But application of this specialized application of AI require domain knowledge as well. So here mechanical or civil or any other branch becomes important. So only knowledge of AI cannot create a very good application in mechanical engineering, maybe machine automation or something like that. Suppose many people talked about agriculture domain.
Yes, sir.
And when we are saying that we are having advanced technology nowadays that are being used in agriculture, but you see percentage wise, if you go on outside world and really check how much AI is being used in agriculture, you will find very little percentage. Yes, very small percentage is being applied there. Maybe only a few. Agriculture in India is not exactly industry. Right? Maybe big houses or somebody is trying to apply in some of the domains, but most of the farmers, they are not using AI nowadays. So a lot of scope. And see, if you see the job prospect that we were talking about, the fear of losing job or something like that, if you go to very gross root level, then you will find that there is a lack of people and lack of human resource in the agriculture sector. That's one. So, there is no fear of taking job. You can apply safely these AI tools to get the job done. And maybe you can improve the quality and quantity of the production. Okay, like precise farming. Nowadays have so much chemicals are used as fertilizer and other things. So that can be minimized using AI. And also the workforce that we require as farmer level, that is nowadays they're facing much challenges. So that can be also addressed. So this is one sector. Another is health sector. Even because we heard a lot of applications of AI in the health sector, still field is wide open. You can think of a person living in remote area. Still, forget about the AI. They do not have the proper medical facility. No arrangement for the health checkup at that level. Initiative are being taken and that situation is improving, but that can be accelerated with the AI. So you can see a lot of application in many domains, not only computers, not only software development. One can automate the software development, but what about all these things? That actually required human intelligence along with the AI.
Yes, absolutely. Okay,
so there is a while field is open, a lot of applications are to be created in many fields where we have less human resource. So we should target in those areas where there is a scarcity of human resource, and that can be filled with AI. Okay. Like crowd management, we have seen many things nowadays. Yes, sir. So that can be also automated using AI. So these are some applications where human is not able to do, then AI can. So it's not only that AI is taking job, it is also helping in that.
It means there are so much of pitfalls currently in India which students can fill by their own.
Yes, definitely. So a lot of startups are coming. So definitely we are hopeful that these problems will be solved in the near future.
Yes, there are multiple domains as you said.
So AI, as I said, is a multidisciplinary. So all the disciplines, engineering or otherwise also, they can come up together with the AI expert and then make them maybe powerful solutions to these problems.
Okay, so sir, what is the one piece of advice would you like to give for the students who are currently facing problems in securing their placement sessions in this year?
So one piece of advice, if I ask me, then I'll say start early, okay, and get hands-on experience along with the theoretical basic knowledge.
Okay.
So that will really help in getting
Okay,
with the proper online presence and exposure.
like personal branding and project. Okay, so thank you for having us, sir.
Thank you for inviting me and given chance to express my thought and with the larger student community through your platform.
So students will be very grateful for having you, listening you, and maybe the problems which they have, of course, that is solved for you because students face so many doubts currently. So thank you so much, sir, for giving your time, and thank you. So thank you, everyone, for watching the podcast and giving your time. Please subscribe to the channel for more content.